This is one of our newer pieces we have here at Motion. It is the Rogue Rhino Belt Squat. So this is really cool because the belt is wrapped around us and there is a pulley system going through straight down so we can really get a better distribution of load and create less shearing forces to the back. So the way that we like to set up and get into this is by taking this belt and wrapping it around the waist. Usually it's easier to get into this off of the platform. So I've seen people get on the platform and hook this up and get really low and having to struggle to get out of it because they're already in a squat position. So if you're in a standing tall position and you've adjusted the slack to the correct position here on the J cup, then we can just standing up, get to the carabiner, you make a nice little twist and pull back. That will allow you to then hook on to the other link here, and there's a couple different points that you can link that onto. So if I'm on the lowest link, I can stand up, but the problem with that is if I were to go into the squat position or stand up onto the platform, by the time I pull this back, if I were to go into my deepest position, I might bottom out. So if you're trying to get a really deep position, you're probably gonna want to adjust these to a higher link, except sometimes you might have to squat down and to get into those. So the issue becomes we need to change the slack adjustment. So right now I have slack, so it's harder for me to get up onto the platform. So I have to squat to get down onto the platform. So we have to make the right adjustment to either the lower link so I can get on easier and I can get my depth. And that's why we have 4 or 5 of these links that we can make those adjustments here, or you can change the slack from this J cup here. So the first thing you're typically gonna wanna do is adjust this J cup, which is where the weight horn, where you stack the weights, is resting. So you're gonna wanna put this usually higher if you're a taller person and lower if you're shorter. This just adjusts the slack. So if you want more slack, we're gonna adjust that a little bit higher. Now we're gonna make sure that whenever we do this, we don't have any weight on there. So if I wanna adjust that position, I definitely want to make sure there's no weight on the weight horn, pull that back and lower this all the way down to that bottom position. And then whenever I'm done changing that, I'm gonna pull this back up and rest it on that J cup. Now that I've locked myself in, I'm gonna grab onto these handles, step up on the platform, and then find a good foot position. Usually you want that belt to be right over the center of you, straight down, right between the midfoot. You're gonna stand up and then you're gonna pull that back and hold this into you. There's nothing guiding this except for you pulling it forward or backwards. So I'm gonna hold this back because if I let it drift forward and I'm going down, I'm probably gonna hit that J cup. And then this will give you a good leverage point. So if I wanna sit a little bit taller, I'm holding on the top of these bars and I can sit up and down here. And if I want to get into more of a hinge, I might hinge over and grab the middle points and drive out a little bit differently. And then when you're done, you're gonna push that forward, slowly work yourself down to that J cup, and then stand off the platform and undo the belt.